Hey Game Changers, Barry here from the Game Change. I've got a really special treat today. I've actually got one of our coaches, Chris, here to have a chat with us. Hey Chris, how you going?
Good mate, how are you?
Excellent.
Yeah.
The purpose of this video is probably just to, pick apart Chris's mind a little bit. We've done a few case studies, a few interviews of some of our clients, but we thought it'd be really valuable for you guys out there watching if we'd actually just pick the minds a little bit of one of our coaches to get some insight into, I suppose, his interaction with his clients and his interactions with life and business itself. So, welcome, Chris.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, guys.
Do you want to start by just telling us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background and what specifically it is you do?
Cool. Yeah, so I have been on this self-development process for about a decade now.
Yeah.
I spent the first half of my adult life moving away from my authentic self.
Yeah.
11 years in the army as a cavalry officer definitely wasn't what I was destined to spend my life doing. It took me a long time to realise that. Once I did realise that though, I began a journey or a pathway moving back to making decisions based around what was most real and authentic and heartfelt for me. So that saw me work as a nurse in an emergency department. I then managed hospitals for a private medical company, so managed hospitals in East Timor, the Solomon Islands and here in Australia. The last one of those hospitals I had 85 staff, managed a $6 million a year contract. Doctors, dentists, physios, admin, the whole box and dice. So that was a pretty serious role, and that was kind of the last role I found myself in where I was operating on the old paradigm, where I was making choices based around what society instructed me to do to be successful in life.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, I took 2 years off work. So I had a bit of a moment of clarity in my life where I realised that everything I thought I knew was not delivering me what I expected from life. Yeah. And I took 2 years off. I did every single thing that came across my path, every type of healing modality, every type of anything you've heard of, I've probably tried it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you've been working as a coach for quite a while now. What do you think, typically, we work with a lot of business owners, but as you know, I suppose the philosophy of the Game Changers is that 80% of what we do is actually more around the psychology, around the physiology, and around how they're showing up energetically. After all, our vision is to help, activate and help people to really inspire them to achieve their truest potential. What do you think is the number one key between people that are out there at the moment experiencing the success or experiencing the fulfillment in life and those that aren't?
I think it's a self-awareness. I think it's about recognising how to tap into that authentic voice, that little quiet voice that sits down here deep in our soul. That is often clouded by the clutter of our programming or what we're what's expected of us, our obligations. What we've been taught will allow us to feel a sense of fulfillment and engagement with life. So for me, it's about stripping back all the layers, all the fog, to reconnect with that part of us that already knows all the answers. So yeah,
So true.
I believe fully that every solution that you'll ever need to every problem that you're going to encounter within your entire life exists within us now.
So true.
Yeah, it's 100%. Just a matter of getting all that crap out of the way so we can access that and we can allow those solutions to bubble up into our conscious awareness.
Yeah. Everyone's out there, they say that we're in the knowledge era, and there's so much content out there on YouTube, on Facebook, on Google. But, I totally agree with you that everything we need exists within inside of us. After all, I truly believe that success in business and success in life is 80% us. 80%, we're 100% responsible, but 80% around mindset, around our physiology, around what we're choosing to think, how we're choosing to act, and 20% is a strategy. However, far too often people believe that if they have a good strategy, an effective strategy, that they're going to be successful in life. Yet they can't understand why they're keeping the glass ceiling. They can't understand why they keep tripping over themselves. But ultimately, they're out there trying to live the life of somebody else, not the life of themselves. Yeah. So what advice would you have to maybe struggling business owners out there or people that aren't quite experiencing the success in life or the fulfillment in life they're looking for?
So for me, it's about recognising that the journey inward is the start point, is the foundation. Because if you've been successful according to someone else's paradigm, according to someone else's set of rules, then it's never going to feel real for you. So for me, it's about recognizing that no matter where you're at, whatever stage of business, then the inner work is what builds a foundation to allow whatever it is you want to create to come into tangibility. Because whether you're struggling for to make ends meet, or whether you're making millions of dollars a year, if you're feeling disconnected from what's authentic, then more of whatever it is you're doing isn't, i.e. the strategies, isn't going to resolve your issues. It's about saying, okay, what is it that I want to create in life? Because, this example here, my version of a fantastic life is very, very different to what Barry's version is, right? For me, it's about making sure my contribution and connection is very real, whilst allowing me just to do the things I love to do, like spend time with my family and go surfing, and rather than building a huge kind of business, that's not so important to me. So without that knowledge, if I was just following the strategies that we were both following, then I would feel not as great as I do right now.
And so often I see that in order for people to get there, they almost have to kind of have tried anything and everything to realise that it doesn't work. To go out there and experience everything. Like you said, I've tried pretty much every modality there is known to man or woman, and then you've kind of found you in that, because I know for myself, the journey of outwards, wanting the money or wanting the relationships or wanting the time or anything else, then getting it and realising that it wasn't actually that I was wanting. It was the experience of having that, or the way that made me feel, made me feel like I belonged, or that I was enough, or that I was loved, or even noticing that there's still a gap there, a disconnect or an incongruency, because what I was after is what I believed I should be after, but not actually following my own heart, not being true to me, and wanting what I want, which might be just different to somebody down the road. What probably three quick bits of advice you could give to anybody out there watching this who are wanting to take their business and wanting to take their life to the next level?
Create space is the key for me. And what I mean by that is, at a macro level, you need to ensure that you're creating space in your life for you to practice accessing that and listening to that internal voice. So that would be the first point of call, and that can be taking time for formal space creation, whether it's meditation, whether it's walking the dog, whether it's whatever, but also right down into the very micro, where before committing to a course of action on a small thing that you do every day, just taking a moment, creating a little space, and just checking in and feeling and recognizing that you're responsible for the creation of your experience. So it's up to you to make those 1,000 little decisions in accordance with the big picture. So space creation, I think, for me, is kind of the biggest one. Number two would be around building and maintaining resourceful ritual. So that for me is how we. So will and discipline is a finite resource that we all have. It's very, very small. So what I believe is far more powerful is to create a really resourceful ritual that pulls us in the direction of our dreams. It's different for everyone. This is not a formulaic. You have to have a morning routine that is this, and this. No, I'm just suggesting that having resourceful ritual in your life will build a momentum that pulls you in the direction of your dreams.
I totally agree. Like for me, I was realising this morning during yoga that if I don't do yoga 2 or 3 times a week, it kind of messes with me mentally. Like I'm not as relaxed, I'm not as focused as I should be, and sometimes I want to skip, going to yoga, going to the gym, doing my meditation, or learning and educating, because I've got so much other stuff on. But it's like if I miss those things, the whole rest of my day kind of falls over or goes to shit. So it's really important, as you said, to have that foundation, whatever that is for you, whether it's walking on the beach, taking your dog for a walk, rolling over and hugging your partner in the morning, giving them a kiss and telling them you love them, whatever that is for you. It's really important that you're filling your own cup up first before you go out in the world and fill up other people's cup. Number 3, let's wrap this up.
Number 3 would be ensure that you take responsibility for putting the big golf balls in the jar first. And what I mean by that is putting the important things in your planner, in your diary, and how you create your week and month and 90 days and year, so that the most important things go in first.
Yes. Yeah. Love it. Wow. Congratulations. Right, guys. So there you have it. You've heard from Chris, one of the amazing coaches here at the Game Changers. Trust you guys have received phenomenal value out of this, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks again, Chris, for coming in.
No worries, man.
Cheers.
See ya.
Guys.